What is up, y'all? So today we are going to be kind of doing a reaction, but also just having a conversation, talking about Jhene Aiko is wasting her time and Queen Naija gets no ring. Okay. Of course I'm gonna just jump into the video and we're gonna have a cool little talk about this because this is a topic that like bothers my soul and I feel needs to be talked about. So of course y'all can leave your thoughts down below in the comments. We can continue the conversation in the comments. But without further ado, we're gonna jump into this. Make sure y'all subscribe, smash the like button, and let's go.
So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chama Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about marriage once again. The examples today stem from some recent conversations with two women in the R&B space, which are Jhene Aiko and Queen Naija. Recently, Jhene Aiko's baby daddy and longtime boyfriend, which is the rapper Big Sean, answered the question about why he has not married or proposed to Jhene, even though they've been dating for 10 years. So Big Sean did an interview basically stating that there are things that need to be worked out, and there's essentially more time needed before he's ready to marry Jhene Aiko. Mind you, these two share a son together. Jhene has a daughter from a previous relationship, and she's been married before. It all just seems very tiring. And I've talked about this several times, but
I did not know that she was married before, but that's besides the point. I seen a clip of the interview with Big Sean. And this all goes back to like it's okay enough to make a woman your baby's mother, your child's mother, then it should be okay enough to make her your wife. Because why would you have a baby with somebody that you wouldn't marry or like that you don't see in your life forever? Because like a child is a very serious thing, and having a child with somebody is a forever thing, whether or not like you want to admit it or not. At the end of the day, a child's marriage equals same level. Like, I don't understand why people just think that they could just like have babies and be just having kids with anything and then not settle down or like hold it down, and they just think that they could just be spreading their seed all around, like, but then not give the ring. It's just, I don't know. But Big Sean has always kind of gave me those vibes just like off of his past relationships, and then now like just never marrying Jhene.
the more the examples come up, the more tired I get by trying to tell women to acknowledge a man's mindset in the beginning before you procreate. On the other hand, Queen Naija recently celebrated her 6-year anniversary with her boyfriend and child's father, Clarence. And you would think that after that time and after having a man's baby, that her boyfriend Clarence NYC would probably take things to another level. But instead, he got her flowers and a new car. And you can verbally hear the disappointment in her voice. And I talked about Queen Naija in a recently posted video, and I think it just develops the idea a little bit more because a lot of women are knowing that they want a certain level of commitment from a man, but accepting maybe not crumbs, but just scraps of that potential. So this has been the most requested topic because I've talked about it before, but also because there's this pattern that we see in the media and in real life with different types of women when it comes to kids, marriage, and relationships overall. So I've broken this video down into 2 overall main talking points. So without further
ado, especially because it's like, especially with Queen and Clarence, that situation is like, we've seen Queen with Chris and she literally was dealing with that, or like, obviously Queen and Chris were married, but she's been dealing with no good men since before Clarence. So to see her in the same situation with Clarence is like, because at the end of the day, she's still dealing with stuff that she doesn't deserve. And obviously, at one point, even if that's not the point that she's at now, she wanted more for herself, which is why she's brought up many of times, I want to get married to Clarence. But it's just kind of like, it's messy because Queen was already in a situation where she wasn't getting what she deserved, and then now she's back in it again and has been in it for 6 years because she literally went from one no good situation to the next. So it's even more of a bigger deal. Like,
let's get right into this video. So my first point is talking about Jhene Aiko and Big Sean. So let's start with them. Again, these two have been together on and off for about 10 years. They share one son together, and I feel like their relationship gets publicized as goals or unproblematic, but I just feel like, in all honesty, they're just a little bit more quiet with their toxicity. So I ended up watching a few videos on their relationship, and I realized that it has been nothing short of toxic. From infidelity to marriages that led into their relationship to breakups to a whole bunch of things, it just seems like there's been a lot of trouble at home. Jhene even has or had a very large tattoo of Big Sean on her arm. Now, I'm not necessarily against people tattooing the names of their significant other or their loved ones. I just feel like if you're gonna do it, at least let it be small, something that you can cover up if all goes left, or at the—
I'm like, that is a crazy tattoo. Like, tattoo on somebody's face is like, and then he's in a tux though. Nah, I'm glad that's crazy. That's crazy tats. Like, girl.
the very least, let y'all be married. But she went and got this tattoo the size of Texas tattooed on her arm of this man's face. And what this signifies to me is a woman's everlasting loyalty to a man as either a last-ditch effort to prove herself or some form of obsession and infatuation with that man.
Facts.
Insert Krishan Rock. She has tattooed Blueface's name all over her body, and she's written it off as something that she just did because she likes it, but we all know it's more or less to prove herself to him, because permanently tattooing somebody's name or likeness—
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, we're not even gonna get started on Krishan, because that's just like a whole nother demon child that we're just not gonna talk about. But the tattooing, like, overly numerous than on your face, or if it's humongous like these tattoos, or like, please just stop, because that's not gonna fix a relationship. That's not gonna make the man love you more. That's not, like, all it is just proving that you're even more delulu, bro. Like,
on your body is fanfare. It's more than just I love you, it's more like I'm obsessed with you. And that's how Jhene's tattoo of Big Sean came off to me. She has since gotten it covered up with something else, but that was something that she did pretty early into the relationship. With this interview that Big Sean did, Charlamagne the God asked him, "Why haven't you married Jhene Aiko?" In his response, I feel as though he gave an honest answer, and it was pretty thorough, and it gives an insight to, again, things not being all the way perfect. Let's check out what he had to say.
All right, now y'all already did one of those secret industry weddings.
No, there has not been a secret industry marriage. I think that it's a little personal, you know what I mean? But just like, to be real with you, just like any people who have dealt with love, we've had our ups and downs, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's still finding the right navigation through it all. I don't know if to me, marriage—
okay, hear me out, right? Because I've already seen this clip, and I'm not too big of a fan of Big Sean and his reasoning. I just think it's an excuse, but moving on. Not saying that they don't have problems, or there's not ups and downs, or he just wants to make sure it's perfect before marrying her. I just think a lot of it is excuses. But it's like, y'all have been together for 10 years, which is a very long time. That's a huge amount of time. Like, that's a huge part of your life. And it's the simple fact that y'all still have not, like, got it right enough to get married. Like, y'all have been together for so long, and y'all are still not perfect enough to get married. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, actually, like, that goes for Jhene and Big Sean. Is like, why are we here? Like, 10 years and y'all still not there yet? Is like, not saying everything's supposed to be perfect, not saying that relationships are perfect, but I mean, people still get married, and people get married and still have issues and ups and downs and go through it together. So, like, that's not really a good excuse, like I said.
Marriage symbolizes, like, the best relationship. You know, people be like, oh, you gotta get married. To me, I feel like having a relationship is first and foremost, and, like, marriage is a byproduct of that. And I feel like a lot of people get the idea of, like, oh, you have to get married. But then it's like, to me, that's almost a fear-based way of thinking too, because then people be getting divorced. The divorce rate's so high. And I am someone who, I'm not like discounting anything, and I'm not saying that we aren't gonna get married. But what I'm saying is that it's just, I would like to do a lot I would like to, and I don't like putting our personal business out there like that either, but there's a lot of work that needs to be done, I feel like, in general.
Now, in my humble opinion, I don't think any relationship is perfect. Whether you're in a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship or you're
Right.
full-blown married, there's going to be ups and downs. The ups and downs should never be anything like cheating, abuse, manipulation, but the ups and downs definitely come from just the reality of life. You have high moments where you're confident in your career, yourself, your family, and your goals, and you have low moments where maybe things financially.
It's just like at the end of the day, if you go the 10 years and you're still dealing with humongous issues like abusiveness, infidelity, um like anything that's like is a red flag to leave, and you're still dealing with that at 10 years trying to figure out, oh yeah, maybe I should marry this person, maybe I shouldn't, you should have been left, like, period. And then any other situation that is an issue in a relationship that's not as huge as those issues can literally be worked on and worked out in a marriage. Like, nobody is perfect and nobody's relationship is perfect and no marriage is perfect. Like, people, like, you're not just gonna be like, oh yeah, we're perfect, so we're just gonna get married and then we're just gonna have like always be on ups and like never go through anything. Like, that makes no sense.
Career, yourself, your family, and your goals, and you have low moments where maybe things financially aren't the best, you're dealing with death or loss, you're dealing with sickness, you're dealing with uncertainty, self-doubt, or insecurity. Things happen, and that's because we're all just human. The purpose of a marriage, and I've said this before, is to make a commitment to the Lord and the law. It is a legally binding contract, so essentially it is going into business with a loved one, and the religious aspect is completely up to you as a believer. But I also feel like you don't have to be a Christian or a believer to commit to another person through marriage. I think people try to make marriage more complicated than it needs to be, but also not as complicated as it is. There is some gray area in there. And what I mean by that is two people committing to each other can be verbal, but I feel like when you're married, it gives the extra structure, the seriousness, the purpose, and the agreement to stick with this person no matter what. I'm not married. In my opinion, I'm in my first real relationship. So I would love for the married women and men watching and tuning in to give your opinion on what marriage means to you. The reason why I feel Big Sean and Jhene Aiko are at odds is because their foundation has always been shaky. People like to say that marriages end and the divorce rate is high and that marriage isn't foolproof of anything, and all of that is 1,000% true. However, everybody has a choice to pick who they marry, let alone who they have a relationship with, let alone who they have a child by. And I think people need to be honest that people aren't making good choices when it comes to that, which then causes them to either compromise on what they truly want or deal with things that they don't want. So for Big Sean and Jhene Aiko to be on and off for 10 years, whether it's because of cheating, abuse, or not being able to get through the highs and lows, the foundation that's being set prior to a marriage just isn't there. And I think that's what Big Sean was trying to say. So in my opinion, them getting married, knowing that that's the case and knowing that they haven't figured out the tools and the resources to get to a place where they can have a stronger foundation, I wouldn't recommend marriage for them either at this moment. The length of being in a relationship with someone doesn't always yield the success of a marriage. I think you can be in a relationship for a year, get married, and live happily ever after. But you can also,
I mean, I definitely feel like to get married to somebody, you have to have a great foundation, and it literally has to be a solid foundation. It can't be something that's like on and off, up and down constantly. But I also look at men like Big Sean, like when they talk about it, I automatically look at it in a negative way just because, like, I feel like it takes a lot for a man to be in the capacity to marry a woman more than a woman to marry a man. Um, I don't know what it is about these dudes, but they're just different, and their capacity literally makes my head hurt. Like, their capacity as a whole, like, they use excuse after excuse. They'll come up with anything to not give somebody that commitment. And not saying females aren't the same way, because some females are, but for dudes it's a little different, because like I said before, like, these are baby mothers and baby daddies. These are like dudes who are literally getting these girls pregnant. Like, if she's not good enough to be your wife, then she's definitely not good enough to be your child's mother, and that's just what it is. Like, a lot of people say, oh, you don't have to like be my wife to be able to raise my child, but like it all goes together. Like I don't know how that even works, because it's like, okay, if you're not planning on spending the rest of life with me, why would I have your baby? For what? Like if this is so temporary to you, or if this doesn't mean that much to you to where you can't marry me, why would I give you something so important? Because people just be acting like kids are just like just thrown under the bus, like, oh yeah, we had a kid. Like, no. Respectfully, no. The 9 months of pregnancy, the motherhood, the body changes, the self changes from both the mother and father, like that's a lot. So I feel like the commitment to being a mother or father is the same commitment as being a wife and a husband. You have to show up every single day for that child, just like you would have to show up every single day for that marriage. Like I just feel like I look at it in a very negative way if a guy has already had a child with a woman and he doesn't want to marry her. Period. Like,
also in the reverse have those same elements and it not work out. It all comes down to the foundation. And from what I'm seeing, the foundation is not there for them. Now, the second half to their situation is the fact that they have a child. The question to me is always going to be, how is a child easier, better, less complex, or just a simpler situation to deal with, but marriage isn't?
exactly.
Can I please get some answers to that? I really need some answers. It's funny yet interesting how people make marriage the aspect that is so difficult to acquire and get to, but not a child. I feel like people just need to be honest and stop making excuses. A lot of women are having babies to keep a man a little bit longer, to have a permanent attachment to the man, to prolong the relationship and your proximity to that man, because you know what type of man that you have. Ladies, you just gotta be honest. And although they did not have a child for a while, they now have a child and marriage is still being talked about. And personally, I don't think it's wrong for people to expect that if you're in a relationship with someone for a decade, why not make it a marriage and make it something revered and validate your love through that? And you can argue that marriage doesn't validate love, but I think technically that's what it's supposed to do overall. You're choosing this person to love and to hold in sickness and in health till death do us part. Those are the vows that most marriages are supposed to thrive within, and for some reason that's very hard. So I have no other option but to believe the vows that it takes to be married are not present in their current relationship, and if they ever have been, it hasn't been consistent enough or prominent enough for Big Sean to ask her for her hand in marriage. And it could be coming from her, it could be coming from him, it could be coming from the both of them. Like he said, it's deeper than what we see on the surface. It seems like there are many issues that need to be fixed, and I don't ever want to say that a woman is running out of time to be married or have kids, but I do have to highlight that 10 years being with someone is a lot of time to figure out if it's going to work and if it's worth strengthening that foundation. What are y'all thoughts? Do you?
But okay, another thing. These are women who have made it clear that they want to be married and want a ring. I've seen Jhene talk about it before. I've seen Queen talk about it before. They've said it in songs. They've said it in interviews. Just the other day, I seen Big Sean and Jhene on stage together, and like one of Big Sean's song says something about putting a ring on her finger, or she has a ring on her finger, and Jhene literally turned around and said, "What ring?" It's like, it's obvious. Like I don't want to hear the like, oh, a lot of the times I feel like the guy and the girl is not on the same page, and that's bothersome. A lot of the times, and this is another reason why I said that men's capacity makes my brain hurt, because also women's capacity too, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm not sitting there for 5-10 years literally obviously telling you I want a ring or I want to be married and you're just not getting it, because I'm not sitting around for no man to do what I want him to do. So it of course is the women's fault as well, because just for sitting around waiting. But for the guys, it's obvious. Either you're not gonna do it or you are. Like, it's not.
You think they're going to make it to the altar, or do you think she's just going to be a long-time baby mother until she decides to walk away? Now, my second and final point is about Queen Naija and Clarence. This one tickles my fancy because I talked about her in my baby mama failed video, and I wasn't even going to include her in that video initially, but I just remembered the situation that transpired when they answered the question during the Q&A video about marriage. I'm not going to play the clip again because I've played it at least 2 or 3 times on this channel. So to make a long story short, someone asked them, is 10 years in a relationship too long to not get to the stage of marriage? Clarence was given excuses, seeming like Clarence was projecting that it's not that long or that it is long, but maybe there's reasons as to why a man doesn't want to propose after 10 years, by the way. While Queen was saying that she would leave, 10 years is too long, and basically stating that she does want to be married. Now, if you ask me, the question was not asked by a fan. That question was asked by Queen, but who am I to say that? So they recently celebrated their 6-year anniversary. They've been together since July 29th, 2018,
Child.
and Clarence gets her a bouquet of roses. And you can physically hear the sigh that Queen Naija lets out when she realizes that she's not getting a ring or just more. Clarence said that he got her a whole bunch of roses, even more flowers, and that he was going to book her a trip to Mexico, but didn't do that for whatever reason.
So y'all, I was waiting on Clarence to come get me because I'm about to go get my next car that I'm gonna show you guys. And he brought me all these roses that I so appreciate.
I've seen this clip multiple times, and the disappointment is literally written all over her. I don't believe anything that she says on social media, because she was saying something about, oh, I was tired this day, I had a lot going on, and I'm not even something. I'm gonna paraphrase. She basically was like, oh, I'm not asking for the ring anymore, and I'm not hyper focusing on the ring anymore, or, you know, getting married anymore. I don't know if she thinks that, like, we're in, like, kindergarten or something, or, like, we're, like, children, but, like, that's, like, not believable, like, at all. I would never sit here and believe the fact that women just, like, forget about it or just throw that idea out the window because they're A, not getting it, or B, they just don't want it no more. No. Now, yes, she could be Delulu, and yes, she could say, I'm not hyper focusing on the ring no more, and she can be disappointed but be Delulu at the same damn time, which, if that's the case, is sad, and she needs to move on and stop being a little Delulu. But I also feel like deep down inside, she knows what she deserves, and whether or not she wants to lie to us, like we finna believe it, it is what it is. Period. So either you're Delulu, or you just want to put on a front because you want to make it seem like you're like this happy couple that's got it all together, and obviously you don't, because Clarence is being Clarence.
Spectrum Internet offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider. With Spectrum Internet, you can...
I love roses. I got a lot of flowers now. I gotta find a vase, but it's our 6-year anniversary. We've been together for 6 years, you guys. So there's that. I don't know if y'all remember, but July 29, 2018, we posted a video, and he basically said that I was his girlfriend on that video. So that's when we made it official, even though we were probably doing things before that video. But yeah, just wanted to throw that little nugget in there. Thank you.
6 years.
Thank you for the roses, sweetheart.
No problem. There's more too.
There's more what?
Like there's
More roses?
a lot more surprises. Just,
Dang it.
it's not really a surprise though, but I was gonna book us a vacation in Mexico, Cabo.
Oh, you was gonna do it? For real?
Now, what's ironic about all of this, other than the fact that I just talked about this, I was watching random podcasts on YouTube, and I came across Queen Naija's podcast, which I do recommend. I think it was actually pretty good. I liked it. And she was having a conversation with her co-host, and she had Jada Chiefs, aka Jada Waiter, on her podcast. And Queen talked about how she knows Clarence is going to propose. She knows that they're going to get married, and they've talked about it. But listen to how she attacked this conversation. Mind you, this is about 8 or 9 months ago. Y'all, hey, it's Editor Chama. I don't know why I just lied like that. The episode that I'm talking about was actually a podcast she did with Bootleg Kev, but I do want to promote her podcast because it was actually a really good episode and I did enjoy it. But I wanted y'all to check out this clip about Queen Naija talking about her relationship with Clarence and marriage.
Has did, like, you and Mary develop any sort of, like, she give you some game while you guys on
Yeah,
tour?
she definitely gave me some game. She gave me some game for sure. Of course, every OG is gonna tell you to, like, keep going no matter what, but she definitely told me, like, She told me to take my time and like wait with marriage.
She been through it.
Yeah, she's been through it.
Very publicly,
I mean,
too.
I've been through it too, though. I was already married before she told me
Right.
that. So, but I feel like this time around, we have been taking our time. I mean,
Right.
we've been together for almost 6 years now.
Right.
And people complain because, I always joke around like, where my ring at, But in reality, I'm just like, I'd rather a man be like ready. Like,
You better hurry up.
yeah, no,
6
he better
years?
hurry up. But I'm saying though, like,
You better hurry up.
no, but I'm saying that things should be handled before. I feel like marital counseling is really good, like premarital counseling
Before you.
Yeah, because like a lot of times I do see like couples last a long time outside of marriage, and as soon as they get married,
It fucks things up.
they get divorced. And I'm a heavy believer in marriage. I still believe in marriage. I still believe it could work. It all depends on the two people, and of course keeping God like in your marriage. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it ain't no rush. But it's not a rush for marriage, but it is like a little rush for like
The ring?
the ring. Because it's like, okay, at least if you propose, then we know where we headed. We've had conversations about it. Like,
Right.
I know that he's going to, but it's like, okay,
6 years?
yeah. But sometimes.
Okay, so this is the real queen, right? Not some like BS that she just told us after the anniversary, flowers and whatever. She basically is saying, like, at least give me something like my ring, so that way I can know where we're heading. That's like her real thoughts. This is why I said she's not the Lulu. She just puts up with it because she's dumb. Period. Also, nor do I believe the whole, like, I just be joking around, like, where's my ring? I don't think you be joking, because there's literally songs that you were singing that you wanted his last name. So, like, yeah.
Sometimes men, they want to get certain things out the way. Like, he wants to put out his clothing line. And, like, they want to feel like they got a portion of their life.
If you guys
together
get married,
before.
you making him sign the prenup? So you're going to be the prenup?
We spoke
You
about
better have him
that.
sign that thing.
We spoke about it. I don't know though. I don't know, but probably.
Yeah, for sure.
I just feel like that it's only fair that if we walk away from each other, it's only fair that we walk away with what we came with. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree 100%.
Yeah, but I feel like I got the kind of relationship too that, like, I don't think he would ever try to.
You don't think?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think?
I don't think so. I don't think he'd try to come for my
Get
money.
the prenup. That's all I'm going to say.
I feel you. Like, it's smart. It is very smart. But I'm just saying, the person that I know.
No, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
But
Run that prenup, bro.
a lot of women don't think though, and they do end up, but.
So now that the chickens have come home to roost and there's no ring but a whole bunch of flowers, I'm not sure why Queen Naija is so sure that he's going to propose and marry her. See, people want to say that we can't force marriage upon people and not every woman wants to be married, but the women that do want to be married are sitting here suffering right in front of our eyes, and we still want to make excuses for it. There's no excuse. The excuse literally could be that you're just choosing the wrong people. You're giving permanent commitments to men through children, and you're not making your intentions known in the beginning and standing firm on them before you do anything else. That's the only issue I'm seeing with a lot of women. I want women to remember we run the world. And I'm not saying this because I'm a feminist. I'm not a feminist. I don't say this because I'm a woman and I'm going to support women and promote women. I'm saying that because the way how men get on this earth, as well as other women, but men get on this earth, is through women. We uphold the key to procreation. We uphold the key to reproduction. We uphold the key to all of that. So I feel like women need to have a little bit more standard of what they truly want when it comes to dealing with men. The men propose. Yes. They ask for your hand in marriage. Yes. They get down on one knee. Yes. And we need them to make babies and start families. Yes. But the highest honor you can give a man is your womb. And if you do that prematurely, the way he honors you and respects you changes. In some cases, it does increase. But in a lot of cases, it seems like it doesn't.
It's okay. It's for the women that have babies with men to like she said, prolong the relationship or keep the man or whatever. That's only making him want you or need you less, or the want and need to marry you. It's lessening it, because he's already gotten sex out of you. He's already got a child out of you. So therefore, you're already showing him that you will give him everything. You will give him the world, which is obviously a child, or even if you don't get pregnant and you're just sleeping with him, you literally would just give him everything while he gives you nothing. If he can't simply propose, I'm not even saying that he has to marry you. If he can't simply propose, you're giving him a human. We're talking about a child, a baby, a human being, a living life. You're giving him a life. And he can't give you one, like, I will never understand the girls who think that like a child is gonna keep the man, or like, no, it's not. Like, he already used you for whatever, and the baby, he can easily just leave you with that baby. Not saying he's not gonna take care of the child, but he can leave whenever he feels like it. So, and a lot of the times, kids bring drama to the relationship, or sometimes it breaks the relationship because y'all shouldn't be having babies just to be having babies, like these two situations, regardless.
Changes. In some cases, it does increase, but in a lot of cases, it seems like it doesn't. I hope for Queen's sake that they eventually get married, but I wouldn't be surprised if she eventually either leaves or, even worse, settles for what she can get out of Clarence, because she's built the second half of her brand around Clarence. Her YouTube channel is Clarence and Queen, their family, their kids, their relationship. This is a business for her. And the crazy part is, she is the reason why he's as popular as he is. Not to say he didn't have a following before, but she definitely accelerated and increased his celebrity, and essentially entered the business with him, doing YouTube and sponsorships and becoming internet personalities. But he then can't in turn give her the business relationship of a marriage, to the point where she's sighing, accepting gifts that maybe aren't as meaningful to her, and having to wait around for a ring. I hope in the near future I can eat my words and he gives her a ring on Christmas or New Year's or something. But it's been a very long time coming, and a lot of these women really do need to revisit their standards, prioritize them, and stand on them. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my—
That's gonna wrap up this video. That's just the gist. That's my thoughts. Y'all can let me know y'all thoughts down below in the comments. If y'all agree with me, let me know. If y'all disagree with me, let me know, and why. Hopefully they do get married though, like both of the relationships. And you know, even if you're not a celebrity and you're going through the same situation, because that's life, and a lot of relationships are like that, whether or not they're famous. Yeah, free all my girls who, you know, want to get married but are not, and you know what I'm saying, free y'all, okay? But yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all in my next video. Peace out.